Someone feeling like they're not doing a good job at work will project that onto others, saying it's the people around me that are the problem. We see this with corruption. When certain senators might be accused of crimes, the first thing they do is not own it. They blame their opponents for doing the same thing, projecting the wrong they've done onto others. Parents do this when they blame teachers for their children's behavior by projecting their family issues onto what's happening in the classroom. It happens when some people call others racist for disagreeing with their worldview. They project their worldview onto others, covering their ears when challenged. It happens when groups are uncomfortable with other people's sexuality, that they then project their fear of there being some kind of agenda to deconstruct our society. And guess where else we see this? We see it in the Bible. One of the most well-known passages of Scripture is the one found in your bulletin today. The Gospel of Matthew chapter 7 records this teaching of Jesus where he says, "Why do you see the speck in your neighbor's eye so clearly, Sean? But you're oblivious to the log in your eye." He says, "You hypocrite," which is also translated actor. You actor, stop acting religious. Take this log out of your eye first, and then you'll see clearly to take the speck out of someone else's. Why is this passage more known than others? Is there anybody who's never heard of this scripture? Why is this passage, Kurt, you got to read the Bible. Why is this passage known more than others? Because it's talking about something we all do. We all project. You see, someone who wants to believe what they want to believe will do whatever it takes to project what they don't want to believe about themselves onto others. I've never seen this quote used to express how oneself is acting. I've only seen it used to correct other people, which is pretty ironic. Before psychology, Jesus was teaching us about ourselves because he wants us to know who we are. But why is that important? Right? You always hear that, know who you are, know yourself. Why is that important? If you want to know about the universe, you would need some tools to see it fully. A telescope is something that could help you do that. And in the same way, the human psyche is a tool. It's a tool that we can use to see God. Back in the Old Testament days, they saw God as a powerful deity that hung out in the skies all by himself. He didn't want to be bothered all the time with the kids down here. He was all-powerful, a mighty warrior, intolerant of disobedience, subject to strong shifts in mood. Sounds like somebody you might know. He was a protector and disciplinarian. All projections of what back then? What do you think? Of their fathers, of their dads, of the rulers and kings and chiefs. And if these powerful leaders are in charge, then God must be just like that. Maybe even worse, maybe even greater. Even today, people deal with God in the same way they dealt with their fathers, which is good sometimes, and more often than not, it's not good. The God we got in the Old Testament was a mixture of some truth with a lot of projection, which creates what? A distorted image.